Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Boardmasters with me, Chris Mullins. And tonight, once again, I'm afraid I will be letting you down in terms of the gameplay of Villainous, which we've got ready. And Stacey and I did manage to get to the table at one point this week, but it had been such a while since we played it that we had to use that as a refresh, and it wasn't really suitable for recording. And you know, it's amazing how difficult it is to fit your schedules together to play a game sometimes, even though you live together. It's a funny thing, but again, apologies for that because I hate saying that I'm going to do something and then letting you down. Even though I imagine at this point there's no one really that were hanging their hats on watching a Villainous playthrough, but who knows? If there is, again, I'm very, very sorry. So I had to sort of come up with something on the fly really for this one, and as a result, I'm going to talk about something that has been bugging me really since I started the channel, and it's something that stemmed from some of the earliest videos where I talked about why video games are higher rated than board games, and that stemmed from like Metacritic ratings for video games against Board Game Geek for board games, and that in general video games are rated far higher than the contemporaries in the board game space. For example, the highest rated game, Gloomhaven, was I think an 8.8, and at the time I did that video there was over 200 video games I think it was that were rated higher than 8.8. And one of the predominant reactions to that was that it doesn't matter because it's Board Game Geek is not reviews, it's just people giving their opinions, and opinions don't matter in relation to reviews, even though Metacritic is basically the same thing. But it's got me wondering that what essentially is the grand difference between a review and opinion that some faceless person on Facebook or the internet or anywhere giving their opinion on the game isn't as valuable as somebody giving a review of a game. And yeah, it's just something that struck me as an odd philosophy to have, because a review is just an opinion. I mean, you may go into more effort to try and explain things you liked and look for things that you think other people will like and try to give more information around that opinion, just to try and give a bit more information on why you thought that way. But it is an opinion at the end of the day. I mean, somebody saying the theme of a game is great is impossible to measure. It can't be an objective thing. It's purely subjective, so therefore it is an opinion. I mean, it's something I've encountered a lot over the years with video games. And you know, if anyone watching this was my friend or was with me in video game groups on Facebook, I was kind of infamous for going on long discussions with people around opinions and things, and generally stemming from people that would have an opinion on a game, and if it was a particularly well rated, usually for some reason Nintendo game, that's generally highly rated by reviewers, but if anyone then questions it and says that it's not a good game, you would then get the people who came down on them. Your opinion is invalid because, you know, the reviewers say this and therefore you're wrong, your opinion doesn't mean anything. And that is just such a nonsense attitude to have. An opinion is the most meaningful thing in the world to the person that holds it, but utterly meaningless to everyone else because it doesn't mean anything. It literally has no bearing on the other person who has a completely different set of experiences, values, tastes, likes, dislikes, and you know, yeah, you can try and get tastes in common and line up with people with the same sort of views and tastes, but even then, there's no guarantee that what someone likes and highly recommends to you means that you're going to like it. It's just the nature of the beast. And yet the way people almost hold review scores up as proof that their opinion is right because it matches with reviewers who in general are just the same as us, aren't they? I mean, yes, they may have a degree or some kind in like a writing degree or something like that, or which maybe gives them more experience and more qualifications in terms of being able to disseminate information, but it doesn't mean that their opinions on a game are any more valid than anyone else. And I guess as someone who does reviews on the channel, I kind of wonder, am I still in the bracket of some faceless person giving an opinion, or am I a reviewer and therefore people will look to what I say as validation or proof that somehow that other people's opinions that align with mine are right? And at what point do I cross that threshold and magically my views become more important than other people's because I'm now a reviewer as opposed to just someone who loves board games, likes talking about them, and has nothing else to do, so thought he'd upload a video. And it's just a strange, because I don't think I could ever think of myself in that space. I know with my reviews I try to be as informative as possible with the standard categories and just try and talk about things that I like, that things that I think are in the same sort of vein as Alex at Board Game Co, because again, his channel is largely what inspired me, and he always has the what I liked, things I think other people's won't like, and things I didn't like. And again, I always try and touch those bases within my own reviews because I think it just gives the best picture. But again, it doesn't make it any more valid, and it's just something I wanted to speak about really. And just, if you have any thoughts or opinions, please share them down below and let me know. But why is it that certain, I suppose in my case as well, as you know, if you watched any of my footage, I've been in the hobby a year now, maybe, in terms of it being my main hobby, probably a bit less when I started buying the first retail games like Takenoko and things. So the vast majority of the people who may watch this are far more experienced and far more qualified than me to talk about board games. And yet, because they're not doing it on a video, some people will instantly dismiss their views as not being as valid as mine, which is quite rightly viewed as absurd, I think, and is a sentiment I'd echo. It's not. No one's opinion is more valuable than yours at the end of the day. But that opinion is only meaningful to you. You can like the worst ranked game on BGG and hate the most highly rated game, and that is absolutely fine, and that does not make you wrong because you go against the community or the reviewers. It just means you like what you like, and that's fine. And I guess I've kind of digressed into something completely different here, and with that I guess I'll probably end the video. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. When do opinions become reviews, and at what point are reviews any more valid? If so, why? If not, again, why? Let me know. So thank you very much for watching. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye now.